Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Cone back here again tonight with another episode of After the Buzzer, the show where I recap the NBA games from the night. There are a lot of blowouts, so I'm not going to cover too many of the games, but there is one game and one player in particular that I have been saying for years is going to become a franchise player, a superstar, and can be the best player on a championship team. He's in MVP conversations, and I would just like to quickly say that I told you so to everyone that thought I was wrong, and for those of you that did believe me, it's time to take a victory lap. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these uploads, and let's go ahead and get into the video. Of course, the player we need to talk about is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is currently making his way to superstardom. He's been a top 5 player in the league at this point, probably even higher than that. He's getting national media attention, ESPN, Bleacher Report. All these companies are talking about Shai and what he's been doing this season, and tonight he continued to show off what makes him so special, what makes him a superstar and a franchise player. Once again, something that I have been saying for years, and it's super cool now to see everybody start to agree with me and see what I have been saying about Shai for so long now, ever since he got to Oklahoma City. Against the Wizards tonight, Shai dropped 42 points, tying his career high. He had 6 rebounds and 7 assists on 14 of 21 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3, including a step-back game-winning 3, which should have been his second of the season, if not for really unfortunate circumstances against the Milwaukee Bucks, but it's now his third, I believe, game-winning shot of his career. He continues to do this. He is one of the most clutch players in the league. He has been completely unstoppable, and I would like to give myself credit. Before the game, I tried to predict his stat line, and I got eerily close to it, so I would like some congratulations in the comments below. Thank you very much. But I've been saying this, that Shai is going to become this superstar player, but I do have to say, he's doing it even earlier than personally I thought. This was a player I always knew he could become, but taking this leap this season is something that kind of came out of the blue. He showed a ton of the promise, a lot of stuff similar to this after the All-Star break last year, but now he is fully putting it together, and he has been completely unstoppable. On the season, Shai is averaging 32.3 points per game, tied for second in the NBA, 4.5 rebounds, 5.9 assists, 1.9 steals, and 1.4 blocks. That would be the third most by a guard in NBA history if he keeps that number up. He's also shooting 55% from the field, 40% from 3, and 90.6% from the line. That's right, he's in the 50-40-90 club so far while averaging 32 points per game. It's almost unprecedented efficiency for how much he is scoring and the offensive load that he carries for this team every single night. He's got 3 straight 37-plus point games. He's leading the league in drives to the basket and points in the paint. As a guard, he is the second player in NBA history to have 10 games of 30 or more points on 50% shooting in his first 15 of the season. The only other player to do that is Wilt Chamberlain. And if you're in the conversation with Wilt Chamberlain on basically any record, you are in incredible company. Shai is doing things that have basically never been done in the modern NBA. He is truly transforming what it means to be an efficient guard in the current league. It has been incredible to watch. I cannot overstate how exciting it is as an OKC fan, someone who has been saying this for so long, has been telling people this guy one day will be a superstar and a franchise player. And not just that, right now he is playing like the MVP of the league. I've got some other stats I want to throw at y'all real quick just to showcase Shai's true dominance. So far this season, he has scored 452 points through the Thunder's first 15 games, and that's the most points by any Thunder player in that time frame ever in the history of the franchise. Not Kevin Durant, who won a scoring title and an MVP, not Russell Westbrook, who won an MVP and a scoring title. None of those guys have done what Shai has done so far. That's incredible. Not Paul George, who was out there as a top 3 finisher in MVP voting one of his seasons here. None of them have done what Shai has done this season. He's also on pace to be the first guard to score 30-plus points while shooting 2 or less threes a game since Michael Jordan. Now, I do think that number for Shai will probably go up past 2, but that just shows how he's doing it so far. He's not hitting many threes, and while he is shooting 40%, it's mostly just driving to the basket and mid-range buckets, 2 of the things that he is best at in the league. There's nobody that can get to the basket better than Shai at the guard position. Maybe you can give the title to Giannis in terms of just purely getting to the basket because he's like a 7-foot monster, but in terms of just He's like a 6'6" skinny guard, and he gets the basket basically whenever he wants, and if someone cuts him off, he says okay and turns around and hits the most ridiculous contested mid-range jumper you will ever see in your life and makes it look so easy. He's one of the best attackers of the basket. I don't believe there is a more talented finisher in the league than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You could say Ja Morant maybe is a better finisher just in terms of using his athleticism, but in terms of straight up finishing talent, I don't think anybody matches Shai in the league right now. Not only that, but he's become an incredible defender too. You heard what I said about his steals and his blocks, and those numbers don't directly mean that someone's great at defense. It is an indicator of how much he is affecting people's shots and getting in passing lanes. But if you watch him play, he has been an amazing defender so far. He is putting in so much effort on that end. That's something he said in the offseason that he wanted to work on because the best players in the history of the game did it on both sides of the ball. They were great offensive players, but also guys that could lock up the opposing team's best player. And that's what Shai's been doing. He's been given a lot of tough matchups. He's been switched on to a lot of high-level scores. He's blocking guys on chase downs. He's getting in passing lanes, poking the ball away to get his teammates transition opportunities. He is doing everything offensively, defensively, playmaking. His assists don't show how great of a playmaker he is. The gravity that he has too. He pulls in so many defenders, and it really doesn't matter most of the time because he is physically unguardable. There is no way to stop Shai when he gets to his spot, and you can't stop him from getting to that spot either. If he wants to get there, if there's a shot that he's looking for, he is going to get that. Whether it's a step back three to win the game, whether it's a pull-up mid-range jumper, the craziest layup you've ever seen, flipping hands, lefty scoop layup, high off the glass floater, regardless of what he is looking for, he is going to get that. In terms of clutch scoring, Shai is 5th in the NBA in clutch scoring for players that have played at least 5 clutch games, and some of the names alongside him include Steph Curry, De'Aaron Fox, Desmond Bane, and Donovan Mitchell, and only one of those guys, De'Aaron Fox, has shot a better percentage than Shai in those late game moments. He is on another planet from most players in the league when it comes to scoring at the end of a game. When he shot that step back three, I knew it was going in. The second he put that shot up, he is one of those players that just, it feels like every shot he takes, it's gonna go down. And I don't know how he makes some of these looks. It just, I'm not really ever worried. I'm almost certain he's gonna hit every single shot. When he misses, it comes as a big surprise to me. In a video the other day, I said that Shai has been a top 3 guard in the league. I stand by that, and I think he might even be higher than that. I think he's in legit top 2, top 1 conversations with the load he's had to carry, the offense and defense that he has played. Right now, he is firmly in MVP conversations. He is right there alongside Giannis, Luka, Jason Tatum, whoever you want to put up there. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's name belongs in those conversations. I don't care if you put him 3rd, 4th, 2nd, 1st, because he belongs somewhere in that top 5, probably even top 3 with the way he's been playing. You cannot leave him out of those conversations. If you are, then you're not watching him play and you're not paying attention to how much he impacts the game. I want to reiterate that I tried to warn y'all that this was coming. Before the season, I made a video saying Shai is going to have a career year. I made a video saying OKC was going to be better than you thought. And a lot of y'all got funny in the comments. You said, oh, wow, they're going to win 20 games instead of 19. Like, oh, cool, they're only going to start tanking halfway through the season and win 23 games. They're sitting at 7-8 at the moment and have a chance against a Desmond Baneless Grizzlies team on Friday to go to 500 on the season, despite having one of the hardest schedules in the league up to this point, and a team that a lot of y'all, like I said, thought wouldn't even win 20 games. But when you have a player like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you have a chance to win every single game because there's been very few, if any, moments in this season so far where Shai has not been the best player on the court in every single game that he's played in. He right now is an MVP candidate. He's an all-NBA player, easily an all-star. That's not even a question. They can't rob him of this one. Shai is here. He has arrived. Take notice because he is a superstar in this league, and one day he's going to lead OKC to a championship. To give a quick shout out to some other guys in this game, Jalen Williams had 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. He looks like an all-rookie guy. Lou Dort had 16 points as well. For the Wizards, Kristaps Porzingis really torched us in the first half and finished with 27, 9, and 4 after slowing down a bit. Kyle Kuzma had 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists, albeit the turnovers were a bit crazy. Bradley Beal had a pretty solid game with 25 points, 6 rebounds, rebounds, and 6 assists, returning from missing some time out of the lineup. But overall, it wasn't enough for the Wizards to overcome the man himself, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. To be honest, there weren't many other great games outside of Thunder versus Wizards tonight. A lot of stars missed time, and there were a ton of blowouts across the association, but there were some notable things I want to cover before we wrap this thing up, so I'll do that real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get out of here. To start off, Steph Curry became the third player this season to drop 50 points. He had 50, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. But the Warriors lose by 11 in the end. They were down by 20 in this game too. He has basically looked like his 2021 version where he is doing basically everything to carry this team and almost nobody is helping him. Klay Thompson has been really bad so far this season. I still keep hoping he's going to turn things around, but it just doesn't feel like it's coming. It really feels like the Klay Thompson that used to be on this team really just isn't there anymore. They desperately need to get Steph Curry some more help, whether that's trading their young assets or moving on from Klay Thompson, whatever they have to do, they've got to figure something out. And if they don't, then they're wasting this year of Steph Curry playing some of his best basketball, to be honest, ever. I might make a video on them. If you guys want to see that tomorrow, let me know in the comment section below, and I can kind of just talk about maybe how I would fix them and what their big issues are. Meanwhile, for Phoenix in the dub, Cameron Payne had 29 points. He looked great in Chris Paul's absence. Shout to the Thunder legend. He's having a bit of a bounce back season so far, and if they can get production like this from him, not necessarily 29 points, but if he looks solid and consistent as a scorer, it goes a long way to the Suns continuing to be competitive. Then you had Julius Randle dropping 34 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists in a 3-point win over the Denver Nuggets without Nikola Jokic and Aaron Gordon. Big game from him. Maybe it's a way to turn around some of this momentum for the Knicks. Finally, in Raptors versus Heat, OG Anunoby had 32 points and 10 rebounds in a monster performance to help them get the win. He's been great defensively this season, has been one of the top defenders on the wing in the NBA as a whole. Steals out of this world. It feels like he gets like 5 steals basically every single night. He's finally starting to take that leap, and this offensive potential that he showed, if he can do this more consistently, he can become a true two-way star for the Raps. With that being said, I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss on any of these uploads. And go ahead and comment down below, do you think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a future MVP like I do? Do you think he can be the best player on a championship team? And if you don't, apologize in the comment section below and let me know why you're wrong. I'll see y'all later. Real one, say it back.